Aloha and welcome to Knitted Paradise, where the needles are clicking and the yarn is squishy. My name is Lucia and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Pearl of the Pacific. Today is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter everyone, and this is episode 137, I believe. And I think it's been a couple weeks, so I'm actually staying on my 2-week schedule, which is kind of nice. I have the windows open. It's been really nice here the past couple days, so I'm sorry for any background noise. This is actually the second time I started because the first time I was partway through the intro, a very loud car goes by, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But yeah, so hello everyone. I hope you've had a lovely couple weeks and that you had a lovely Easter today, enjoyed some sunny weather if you're in an area where it's sunny and warm. I think most places was today. We certainly did. And yeah, let's talk about some knitting. So on the island, I really have absolutely nothing. I know it's really odd, but I just finished a couple things. And, oh, I have one thing. Where did it go? Here, I have this. This is another Crafty Girl in her alpaca sock base and the I Can Fix It colorway. And these are the 9-inch circulars that I got. And I've just been practicing. So I did the toe on a regular needle, like a magic loop. And then I switched to the 9-inch circulars, and my gauge was so tight. It's ridiculous. You can see the gauge change. Like, it's so drastic. It's ridiculous. I ended up adding some more stitches because I could barely get the stitches to go around with my normal stitch count. And now that I've been knitting on them a little bit more, my gauge is evened out a little bit, so it's not as tight as it once was. I'm actually knitting continental instead of my normal English style, and that seems to work out a little better. So I've just been practicing. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with these socks, so I just, but I know I wanted to knit socks out of this yarn. And so I just cast them on and went for it. Although I think I've picked a pattern, and so I may rip back to the toe and actually use magic loop and do the pattern I was thinking about. But those are on the needle, so I picked those up the other day just to work on them a little bit because I needed something on the go. And I thought, oh, these are already on little 9-inch circulars. And yeah, I actually like them. They're very different, and I'm much slower at them, but I can see. And I have to hold the needles very differently, which I knew. I had practiced, or at least tried out some of Amber's when I was at the knitting pipeline retreat. I asked Yarn Hoarder if I could borrow one of her socks and knit a stripe. So one of the stripes in one of her socks is a little tighter than the rest of the sock, because I was just trying them out and seeing how they felt. And I kind of, like, they're not too uncomfortable, but like the other day I was knitting on them for like 20 minutes and I was like, okay, I think I'm done now. So I think I have to work up to knitting more and more. But yeah, so I think these are perfect for if you want to do just stockinette in the round. But I think I want to do a pattern on these, so I think I'm going to switch to a normal needle. But for now, those are living on that. But I love this yarn and I love this colorway, as we all know. I'm probably going to like end up with an entire outfit of it. It's kind of ridiculous. But that has been worked on a little bit, maybe like a few rounds. I don't think I've shown it since I actually cast it on. So that is the only thing kind of actively on the needles. It's kind of weird. I have a whole bunch of things that I'm about to cast on. So I'll show you a couple of those. Or I'll show you things I finished. So right before I recorded, I finished these socks, which had kind of been my throw in my purse when I didn't have anything and I needed something less complicated. So these haven't been washed or blocked or anything or soaked. I literally just cast them off and cut the ends while I was kind of setting up. So, because I realized that the camera battery needed to be charged, so I was like, oh, I'm going to finish binding these off and find the sock blockers so that I can show them. So these are the White Sandy Beach sock patterns that I wrote a couple years ago now, I think. And the yarn is Ancient Art Yarns, and I think it's the gray tuxedo cat color. I don't know, I just looked for the closest thing to my cat and got that. So that's that. It's a little more of a bluish gray. My cat's a little more of the brownish gray. But these are done, and there's a lovely braided cable up the side there. That's the only detail. The rest of it is just stockinette there. You can see the end. But I haven't woven those in or anything yet, but I just cast those off today. And very excited to have those done. I haven't actually finished a pair of socks in a while, so that was kind of fun. And the other thing I finished was a shawl, which I think I had shown you as yarn last time. So I finished my Party on Your Needles. I'm so excited about this. So the main color is Batman by Orange Jellyfish Dream, and it also came with the yellow border as like a mini skein accompanying it. And the black is Darkest Hour by Leading Men Fiber Arts. And so the shawl is pretty big. It's not huge, but I think it's perfect size. I haven't actually tried it on because I just took it off the blocking mats yesterday. But yeah, oh yeah, this is perfect size. So it's about a skein and a half. It's actually pretty long. There's a lot of things here, so I might like tie these up, kind of tuck them under. But yeah, ooh, I'm very excited about this. This is perfect. So I think it's just under a skein and a half, because the Batman was, I think, a little bit more than a normal skein. And then I did the loopy border in this, and I used the Darkest Hour had a half a skein. I didn't actually use the whole thing because I'm going to use the rest in a different project. But I did more, I think, than the pattern called for. So it's a little bit bigger than the small size, but it's not the large size. I think that has a whole other set of repeats, and I didn't do that. But I'm very, very excited about it. So that's done, and I did this for the, I just did it because I wanted to do it, but it fits with the You're My Hero cowl that the Bakery Bears are doing. So I'm going to enter that into that. I need to take pictures, but I just took that off the blocking mats. And yeah, I did the loopy border, the one that is in the picture. Here, I'll show it against my black sweater, then you can actually see it. And it is quite labor intensive and takes up a lot of yarn, but I think it's totally worth it. But yeah, she wasn't kidding. In the pattern, it's like, this is very labor intensive. And as I was doing it, I was like, she wasn't kidding. But it's totally worth it, and I love it. Yeah, so those are the two things I finished this week. And the things one of the things I'm going to start is a test knit for Megan of Stockinette Zombies for the Knit Cahoots book that's coming up. She put a call out for test knitters, and I emailed her right away and said, yes, I will test knit. So I'm test knitting a shawl, and I'm going to do it in these two colors. And so once you see this, you won't see it again until the book is released, because it's super secret. So this is Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Green Gables. Left the tags in here. I actually kept my tags. I'm pretty proud of myself. I don't always do that. Sorry, I also have all the needles and notions and stuff in there. Yeah, Green Gables and the Showstopper base. So that's the green. And the other one is one that I picked up in California when I was visiting, my brother at a local yarn store near him, and it's from the Altered Stitch, and the colorway is called Fable. The base is Glider, and I don't know that. I think it's like it's their yarn basically. Because often when I go, or what I like to do when I get a souvenir skein at a yarn store, I say, what is something that I can't get somewhere else? I think I've said that before. So this was something that was very local that they only have in that store. And I liked this really multi-colored everything kind of deal. They do have a website, The Altered Stitch. I don't know if you can see that with glare and whatnot, but thealteredstitch.com. But I was looking through my stash, and I had picked this to go with another skein of yarn, but then I saw this in my stash next to it, and I thought, ooh, that's going to be really pretty. So I'm really excited about those two together. I also saw, like randomly in my stash, there were two, actually three. There's a variegated and two solids next to each other in my stash. And I was like, oh my gosh, those, they were made to go together. So they're going to be something. I don't know what. But I might have enough to make like a top. It won't be like a full-length sweater, but maybe a top. I do have a few knitted tops. I don't wear them very often because they're like kind of buried back in a drawer. Yeah, yesterday it was so nice. I went to brunch with some friends of mine, and we went to this restaurant solely because it has a patio and we could sit outside. And I was getting dressed and I'm like, where are all my summer dresses? Like, I just haven't thought about them in months. I'm like, I need to go find some summer clothes. I mean, I have them. They're just like, I haven't paid attention to where they are in my clothes at all because I've just been wearing winter clothes. So it'll be nice to bring out some of my more summery tops. Well, I realized all I had was that, like, I wanted to wear something Eastery, so I had this nice, like, mint colored top, but I don't have like a light cardigan. I have a creamy, like a heavier wool knit cardigan, but it would be really warm. So that's why I'm wearing this like black with mint, because that's what I had. So I think I need to knit myself a light colored cardigan. So that's that. Those are the things I'm going to knit. I also have, I play handbells, and actually hold on, I'll just get them and show them to you, and then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. Not the handbells, but you'll see in a second. So as I was saying, I play in a handbell choir, and addition to actually playing the bells with your hands, you can also hit them with mallets, which is this thing. Now for the bigger bells, up until like the top octave of, we have 5 octaves I think, so the top bells, C6 through G7, so like the smaller bells have a, these is the mallet, and so the bigger ones, they're covered in yarn, they're like, they have a cover, but these ones are just rubber, and they make a very different sound when you hit the bell to the ones covered in yarn. And so one day we were in choir, and my director was like, oh, you have to hit them, you know, very softly and like just so, in order that it doesn't make this really like pingy sound. And I was looking at the other mallets, and I was like, they're all covered in yarn. Why don't I just knit a cover for this? So I took home one from my choir that I play in and covered it and brought it back, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love these, cover the rest. So I covered the rest with just like random yarn scraps. So they're like all various colors. We make jokes that like we get ones to match our outfit. It's pretty funny. Anyway, and so she got me to cover them for her. She is a professional handbell choir as well. And then another director said, can you cover mine? So I have her full set that she gave me the other day to cover. So I have to knit covers for these. I have to find something in my stash that I have enough of. It doesn't take very much. And what I did is I did a pinhole cast on, and like just like increased a bunch, and then kind of knit straight, and then you can actually pull the, yeah, okay, just trying to do it. It does make a lot of noise when you just like yank it off. You can pull these parts off. And so I knit the pinhole, increased, and then decreased, and like knit it onto here. And then at the end, like wove in the end, like you would a top of the hat, take the end, weave it in all the stitches, pull it really tight, kind of weave it in, tie it, so it's like really just knit on there. And then this cover goes on and just kind of covers up that bottom part, and then the handle goes over that. So that's how I've been doing them. Actually, here, I'll take this off because I have to take it off to knit them. Anyway, so that is a project that I need to do, but I need to go through my scraps and find something that I have enough of. She doesn't really care what color they are as long as they're kind of all the same color. And last time I did like a full set of 8 just out of part of a skein. So I just need to find something that's kind of a semi-solid and do that. But I think that's it as far as knitting is concerned, but I do have a prize to draw for. So thank you all for answering the question last week of how often do you wear or do you wash your knitted items. That was really interesting to read. I think mostly everyone said that they washed their socks like every time or every other time, or like every 3, when they kind of get dirty and stretched out. It also depends where you wear your socks. I realize some people just wear them around the house, some people just wear them to bed. I wear them like normal socks in like shoes and just everywhere, and oftentimes at work I'm not even wearing shoes, I just walk around in my socks at work. So mine get, I guess, dirtier than like someone who just wears them to bed. So I tend to wash them every other time, but sweaters and shawls far less often. So I pulled for a winner right before I started recording, and it was number 8, which is Grammy Knitterbug. So Karen, please get in contact with me and let me know your address, and I will get these 2 things sent out to you. Oh, they're on this side. So I did wash and block this shawl again. Ta-da! It's Tan House Brick shawl, as I was saying, and I think the yarn was apple. I'll remember. It's in my project. It's somewhere. But I love this pattern, and I realize this kind of does match my shirt today, but I only wear the shirt when it's warm, when you don't really want to wear a shawl. So this will be going to you along with bag. So please get in contact with me and let me know your address, and I will get that sent out to you. I'm very excited. And this week I wanted to ask you how you store your knitwear. That's something I've been thinking about. I might go get my sock bin thing to show you how I store my socks. And my shawls are just kind of like folded up, kind of how you saw me fold that, and just like in this like fabric drawer bin thing. And it's not very organized, and they're kind of hard to get to, and I've been wanting a better way to store them. I know some people hang them, some people may fold them and put them on a shelf. My sweaters I do hang, just like a normal, store-bought sweater. So they're all with my other sweaters. But I don't really know what to do with my shawls. So I'm looking for kind of some inspiration in that department of how people store their shawls. So I'm going to go get my sock box so I can show you how I store those. And yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've brought my box of socks to show you. Ta-da! So this is a box from some boots that I got, and I realized that it fit pretty much all of my, sorry it's a little squeaky, pretty much all of my hand knit socks, nicely folded. So this is most of them. I think there are a few in the wash right now, but yeah. And I kind of arranged them by color just so that like when I'm getting dressed in the morning, I'm very color coordinated. It's kind of ridiculous, but oftentimes I'll just like pick a color and be like, all right, today's purple day. Socks are purple, a shirt is purple, whatever else purple, hat is purple, scarf is purple, things like that, and it just makes things easy. So I kind of have things arranged. So I've got kind of my multicolored ones here along with like red and orange, which I don't wear very often, but I have a few of those. A lot of yellows because I love yellow. Greens, blues, which I wear a lot of, and purples, and some other multicolored and kind of other things. So this is how I have them stored, and yeah, I can show you how I fold them. I'll take out this pair. Put that on the ground. Okay, so I have them, like when I wash them, I let them put them over my drying rack to dry like this, and then I've got the 2 bottom of the feet. Put the bottom of the feet together, fold them over, stick them in the drawer like that. So even if I've worn them once, I can keep the bottom of the feet, which is the dirty part, together, and then fold them over and then put them in the drawer. And then I can, it's kind of close to the KonMari way of folding things, but not entirely. But it keeps them so that I can see, what socks I'm getting, and kind of see, it makes them all look pretty. and then I can see, you know, what is clean and what I can wear. So, and sometimes they don't always all get folded like this, and sometimes there are some just like laying on top that I've washed and haven't quite folded and put away yet. But yeah, so that's how I keep my socks. I've had a few different methods of keeping them, but this seems to be the best for me. And it fits, I don't have a dresser drawer, I have a wardrobe, an actual wardrobe, and there's shelves in it on one side, and then there's like hanging things on the other side. And so in the shelves I've got some drawers for like shirts, and I've got my pants all folded in like the KonMari method on the bottom, and it's kind of stuck like that. And so on top of one of the drawers I have this box, and it kind of slides out like it would be a drawer. And so I just kind of slide it out, see what I've got, and take what I want and put it back in. So I hope that was kind of helpful to you. If not, I'd just love to see kind of how you store your socks. If you want to explain it, or if you have a picture, that'd be even better. And just to see everyone's pretty socks. So as you can see, I have a ton of hand knit socks, and so that's why this year I was trying to knit a lot for family and not as much for me, because I have a ton. But yeah, I don't know what the prize is yet. I have a few prize packages like that I kind of put together. So it might be, because we're talking about storage. I know I've got some. It'll be a package of sorts. Probably a bag, maybe some yarn, maybe some notions. I've got all sorts of things. So it'll be a little package of things. So it'll be kind of fun. But sorry, we were over at a friend's house earlier, and I thought I would be back earlier. The sun actually is about to go down, if it's not down already. So I have a little less time. I didn't have enough time to actually pick out the prize ahead of time, but there will be an awesome prize. I do also have some hand knit socks that I'm willing to part with. So if anyone actually has size 7 feet or 7-ish feet and is interested in some hand knit socks, let me know. Because there are some that I just don't wear very often, because they're not colors that I wear very often. So let me know if you're interested in those. Alright, I think that's it for this week. I hope you all had a great day and a great week, and I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Alright, bye!